Have you ever heard of a prophet who wept? Not just once, but so often that it became his defining legacy. Today, we're diving into the heart-wrenching story of Jeremiah, the man known as the weeping prophet, and exploring why his tears still resonate with us thousands of years later. Our story begins in the ancient kingdom of Judah, with Jerusalem as its vibrant, yet spiritually troubled capital. Into this world, a young man named Jeremiah is called by God for an immense task. But this wasn't a call to prophesy peace and prosperity. Instead, God showed him terrifying visions, a boiling pot tilting from the north, symbolizing an impending invasion, and an almond branch, a sign that God's judgment would come swiftly. Imagine being told you have to deliver a message of destruction to the very people you love. Jeremiah was terrified. He felt too young, too inexperienced. He cried out, "O sovereign Lord, I do not know how to speak, I am too young." But God promised to be with him, to put his words in Jeremiah's mouth. This was the beginning of his heavy burden. Jeremiah didn't hate his people, he loved them deeply. That's what made his message so painful to deliver. He saw his fellow countrymen turning away from God, chasing after worthless idols, and digging their own spiritual graves. He pleaded with them, his voice cracking with emotion, warning them of the coming Babylonian storm. But they wouldn't listen. His heart broke for them. He wasn't some distant, angry figure shouting from a mountaintop. He was on the streets, in the temple courts, his eyes filled with tears, weeping for the choices they were making and the devastating consequences he knew would follow. His grief was a reflection of God's own sorrow over his people's rebellion. This mission cost Jeremiah everything. His friends and even his own family turned against him. People mocked him, calling him a traitor and a doomsayer. He was beaten, thrown into stocks, and even left to die in a muddy cistern. He became a man of sorrows, completely isolated. God even commanded him not to marry or have children, so he wouldn't have to witness his own family suffer the coming horrors. Can you imagine that loneliness? He confessed in his writings that at times the pain was so great he wished he'd never been born. Yet, he couldn't stay silent. The word of God was like a fire shut up in his bones, and he had to speak. Then, the moment Jeremiah had dreaded and warned about for 40 years finally arrived. The mighty Babylonian army breached the walls of Jerusalem. The city was burned. The sacred temple was destroyed, and the people were either killed or dragged away into exile. Jeremiah, who was offered a safe position by the Babylonians, chose to stay. We can picture him walking through the smoldering ruins of his beloved city, the air thick with smoke and sorrow, his face stained with tears. His profound grief is captured in the Book of Lamentations, a collection of poems mourning the fall of Jerusalem. It's a raw, gut-wrenching expression of a city and a soul in utter despair. But Jeremiah's story doesn't end in tears and ashes. Amidst the deepest darkness, he delivered one of the most powerful messages of hope in the entire Bible. He prophesied that God was not finished with his people after 70 years of exile. They would return. More than that, he spoke of a new covenant. This wouldn't be a covenant written on stone tablets, but one written on human hearts. It was a promise of forgiveness, restoration, and a future where people would know God personally. Jeremiah's tears were not tears of despair, but tears of profound compassion, born from a divine love that, even in judgment, was already planning the path to redemption. His life teaches us that true strength is found in empathy, and that even in our darkest moments, hope for a new beginning is never lost. Thanks for joining us on this journey into the life of Jeremiah. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into history's most compelling figures. See you next time.